I'd like to welcome you all here today for this farm walk. My name is Aidan McGovern. I'm the fourth generation of McGovern's farming in the Marlbank area. I work in partnership with my father. There are three main habitats on the farm. We have improved grassland, which is relatively intensely managed, and there's about 150 acres there. On that land we would make our own fodder and we'd be able to finish land, so it'd be just a bit of greener ground. The next type of habitat is the blanket bog and upland heath, which is the majority of the ground that we have, and it's about 602 acres, and the majority of that is in an SAC, which is a special area conservation. The next bit is the calcareous limestone and purple moorgrass and rush pasture grassland. 121 acres of it, which the majority is in an ASSA designation, which is an area of special scientific interest.
Thanks everyone for coming out today. As I think everyone knows, what this project, the purpose of it is to pair up artists with farmers. So we actually have 3 artists that are part of an artist collective that we've paired up with Aidan and Vee McGovern, and the 3 of them are here today. They're part of a collective called the Leitrim Hawthorn Project, which Tara's going to tell us a little bit about. And the reason we chose the collective was because, as you'll see when we get out to Aidan's place, there's just hawthorn everywhere, and we just thought it'd be lovely to hear them talk about how they relate to the land and especially to hawthorn. So
today, up on the mountain, I'm going to let you taste some pure hawthorn medicine, and I'll just pass around a couple of these bottles for you to smell. So this is hawthorn with local raw honey. And this has hawberry, rosehip, and elderberry. So those 3 trees, you'll often see them growing in a hedge together. And again, they work beautifully together to support the immune system. Oh yeah, this is the tea you're drinking. I'm going to pass this around. And I've paired it with rose because, as I said, hawthorn is a deep heart healer, and with rose then it adds also that kind of calming effect. So you can smell that and pass it around. And yeah, I'll leave it there.
So next up we're going to have Gerry Bohan come, and another member of the Leitrim Hawthorn Project.
The project suggested that I might start with how I got working with artists. I am a farmer myself. I was about 4 or 5 years ago. I was approached by an artist, Anna McLeod, to write a few stories for the seasons, the turning of the seasons, and the ebb and flow of life on the farm. I hadn't a clue. To me, artists, it was a different species, and I was a different species than the artist. And I was wondering, how in the name of God am I going to get stuff done for this project? But I started off anyhow with an image in my mind, and that was with my grandfather standing at the gate when I was a youngster. This is called Across the Ketch. Frantically searching for a warm place to huddle, a group of wrens flitter and dart around my cattle shed. Finding a spot to hide from the November evening's dropping temperatures, they perch on loft timbers above a pen of suckler cows. Parcelled together on timbers and body heat rising from the cows below, they settle in for the night. A couple of days after his burial, going across the Kesh with my father, footprints where my grandfather stood were like the day he made them. Going to bed that night with the sound of rain falling heavy on our roof, I thought of Grandad's footprints and the rain falling upon them. Always told to stay clear of the stream after heavy rain, but wanted to see if the track survived. Unbeknownst to all in the house, I snuck down to the Kesh the next morning. The water flowing fast through the Kesh, and its tune no longer muffled by the wind. That tune rises to fill the hills with the music the stream has gathered from it. Yeah.
My name is Edwina Guckian. I come from Drumsna in Leitrim, and I have grown up on our family farm and still live there today. And my work really centres around bringing people together of a farming community and rural community, and bringing people together to form communities and just reconnect. So Sowing the Seed project is one of our main projects that we work on in Leitrim. So back in 2020, in February 2020, I'm a dancer primarily, and one of the traditions that I grew up with is the mumming tradition, which is really strong in Fermanagh. And Henry Glassy would have done a lot of work around it, around Ballymonone. But the idea of getting the straw hats that cover our faces and the straw costumes was next to none in Leitrim. Compared to years ago, I used to get loads of them, but the people who had the skills of making those hats had passed away and didn't pass on the tradition. So I was trying to get somebody to teach me to make these hats again so we could go mumming at Christmas time. And what I discovered was the woman who came to teach me to make them from Clare, when she brought the oats with her, I asked her, where did you get them? Because all the straw that we have is always mulched up on our farm and isn't any good for making anything with. And she said that she couldn't get any and she had to import it from England. And I thought this was crazy that we have to import straw to be able to make the mummer hats. So that evening I went back to my father and was saying to him, didn't you grow oats on our farm? And he said, lots of it, everyone grew oats. And I was saying, why are we not growing them anymore? And this is where the project grew from. So we started growing oats again on the farm. What we're looking at now is the possibility of us collecting the seed from the native Irish ash and hawthorns this year. So the next part is called branching out. This picture was taken on Sheemore with one of the fabulous hawthorns on it. So over the next few weeks we're going to go out and collect our own seed. We have the Mountain Mehel crew from Ballinglera and the Woodlands crew helping us learn how to collect seed. And then we'll be doing communal sows again on Tommy's farm. Tommy's great for giving us plots of land to grow things on. And in Leitrim we're organising rambling houses. So people will come to my house one night for November, one night in December, one night in January, and another house the next week. And we have volunteers who will pick up people that want to come, like JP, who can't drive. Somebody might pick him up and bring him. And we'll just have games of cards and some tunes and songs. And just to go back to all the projects there that I spoke about, at the heart of it is getting people together that mightn't know each other. Anyway, that's my work. Thanks everybody.
So, welcome everyone up here now to the Farm and Union. Hopefully we get a good walk now, but I'll just start off, like this is just a sample of the type of sheep we're trying to breed here. As I was telling some of the boys there, like I'm breeding our own hornies now, probably about 7 or 8 years now, and it's took us to kind of get to this type of sheep what you see here now. Where's Bobby? So, we do plan to probably buy a few females. Like I just got Bobby on his own was it last February or March? And we could have bought a breeding pair at the time, but it says here, I'll chance one and see how it goes for us. And no, we've got fond of him. He's a wee bit on the wild side, but that doesn't matter, so look where he is.
Way up the hill?
Oh, that's right, so we'll start going. And
so does anybody want a little bit of this? This is actually hawthorn mixed with glycerin.
I love that you brought your spoons.
Well, I borrowed them.
Pass it.
Okay. Anybody else want to try the... will you hold on to that and give it back to me at the end? It belongs to Tullymill.
Yeah.
I don't have millions of spoons. Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's delicious.
We should all be taking medicine from the land.
So it's a lovely farm. It's quite unique, as Patrick and I were discussing on the way up, which makes it not always an easy fit into a fairly straightforward looking scheme, which is designed around one habitat being in one field and nice and orderly. Well, this is much more of what we call a mosaic. We've got several different habitats in close proximity to each other, and they kind of overlay onto each other as well. So we're actually standing on the start of one of those sort of dominant habitat types, which of course is blanket bog stroke upland heath, which stretches up the mountain. It forms a big part of the farm, but we're also overlooking some what we call purple moorgrass, and as you can see, it's not a distinct change, but the grassland sort of seeks into the peatland, seeks into grassland, and you've got all these lovely hawthorns amongst it. But then to make things more complicated again, we've got the limestone down below there, which Aidan was saying is good ground, and what sheep prefer to sort of gravitate towards because it's sweet grass they get, and of course it's free draining.
I think everyone got on very well. I think, well, number one, we're after looking through different species of plants, even species of plants that I didn't even know existed here. Then the coordination with the three artists, they're the way the projects that each of them were involved in all kind of coordinated together, and I think it suits an area like Marlbank here, where we're from, that especially there was Edwina on about her the straw hats and all for the mummers. Like, it's a tradition that we had in this area, and it was mad to think that to get the straw had to be took from England to make the hats. That something that could be grew back here again. No, it's been a very good day and we've enjoyed it well.
Oh, well, it's been really beautiful today because we're up here with all of these really old hawthorn trees, and they've been left for years and years and years, so they're ancient. There's evidence as well of probably some archaeological sites under them, which is beautiful, and they've also been left. And it was really gorgeous to have Gerry's writing, which has come from his experience on the land, with Edwina's work around sowing the seed, and then bringing it all together with the hawthorn, and being here among the hawthorn has just been really profound, actually. Really, really wonderful.
It was really fascinating, just particularly to learn about all of the things that we're walking on, the amount of them. But I also think I've met some people who are going to introduce me to lots more mummers in the area, which is another benefit that I didn't expect to meet today. And I think I've gained some oak growers for Fermanagh too, so lots of links that I didn't anticipate coming to today. I thought I was coming just to generally meet the farmers and be introduced to this beautiful farm, but I feel a community growing already.
You have to be able to make a living out of your farm. So as far as projects goes, we have the biodiversity on the farm. It's just how can we capitalise on that? I know seeing how artists and the arts can coordinate with it, it's a bit refreshing because it's something new, and especially with tourism and everything. So there could be many avenues could be opened here, just a matter of sitting down and figuring out what works best.
And also I think I'll be going Googling where I might be able to buy a llama.